Well, Lazarus was really the rich one. I was reading about it in Luke 19, well, actually, Luke 16, verses 19 down to verse 31. Okay, and you're reading about Lazarus, and not Lazarus that came out of the tomb. No, Lazarus was a poor beggar. Okay, yes, I know the part you mean. Yes, but he was really the rich one, as I said. Yes, he sure was, but it didn't always appear that way, did it? Lazarus seemed to be a poor man on earth. Especially when you compare him to the other man in the gospel. Now, that was the rich man. And Lazarus seemed very poor. He had no money, had to beg, and even covered with sores. No one wanted to be around someone like that. No, the dogs were his only friends, and Lazarus would only eat what fell from the rich man's table. The stuff that we'd put down in the garbage disposal these days, he ate it. Yeah, it was junk to the rich man, but it was something that would sustain the poor beggar, poor Lazarus. He sure did seem poor, and the rich man did seem very rich in the story. But Lazarus was really the richest one of all. That's how it all ended up, isn't it? Lazarus ended up in heaven. He had no more sores. He had all he needed, and God was with him. And the rich man ended up very poor indeed. He ended up in hell. He didn't even have any water. That is very poor. You know, we're all rich. I don't know about you, but my bank account is not very big. And sometimes it's down to zero. I know about that, but we are rich. What kind of rich are we then? Well, we're rich in the same way Lazarus is rich. The kind of rich that lasts forever. We're rich because we're going to heaven. And that's the very best rich of all. We have the riches that God gives us. Do you think we should share our riches? I know we should. We should always share what we have. We should share, even share Jesus. We should tell all the people who don't have Jesus, people like the man who seemed very rich in today's gospel. That way, everyone can share the riches we all have. That's right, the riches of heaven. Amen. The riches of heaven. That's the good news for this week. It is the good news. So you have a good week, Gabby, and everybody watching, have a good week. And remember, you're rich, even though you feel like you're poor. And by the world standards, we are not very rich. But in the big picture, we have Jesus and we have the heaven to look forward to and all the riches that go with that. Amen. Have a good week, everybody. Hopefully see you next week. Bye for now.